Welcome to my body and soul adventure for this week. Very excited to bring you some good news from my life to yours. Not only have I had progress in my soul this week, but I've also had progress in my body and I've dropped a few pounds. So that's, for me, that's very exciting. It's interesting getting back on track and remembering what it takes to do that. And I want to share with you what it was like, the first 3 days of completely clean eating and just being really focused. It felt really, really, really awful. So if you expect it to feel fantastic, yes, it will, but not in the first 3 days. I mean, if that happens for you, I celebrate you. But for me and most people, it's a hard day because what's happening is your body is literally detoxing and weaning itself off things like the wrong carbs, sugar, all sorts of things that we shouldn't have that cry out for more, more, more. And when we go through that process, of course, there is an adjustment that we need to make, not just physically, but also mentally. Don't cave in and don't think that that season is going to last forever. Sometimes we can feel not great up until like 7 days, but I can promise you within a really short period of time, you will feel fantastic. Those ridiculous cravings will cease, or at least they will calm themselves down to not rule every thought you have for the day. So I was actually able to relearn some things this week about that kind of discipline that that you're going to expect to be a little bit more maybe tired, even maybe irritable. Hopefully not. Try and get as much sleep as you can, of course, and exercise is really important. And I also was reminded this week, back in the gym, and loving that and looking forward to an extensive season of that ahead. But I was reminded not to over-exercise, because what we can do is when we are like, okay, I'm going to do this now, we cut our calories, we cut our carbs, and then we over-exercise and wonder why we last all of a day or a week or even a month. We've got to remember what we're doing to our body is a big change usually, and so that requires us to do it with wisdom and with patience. And speaking of patience, yes, I did jump on the scale this week on my first day back at gym, and no surprises there. I'm not going to tell you what, but let's just say it is what it is. And then the next day it was down a little bit, next day down a little bit, and then the day after up a little bit. I'm like, what? I actually know what's going on. That's why if you're a woman and you weigh every day, you have to be mentally prepared for fluctuation because of water, because of hormones, because of, if you're having too much salt in your diet, whatever it is. The main thing is, if you're doing all the right things, that scale will continually drop down. It doesn't drop down exactly at the same pace every single day. You're not going to drop one pound exactly, once a week. It'll be a couple of pounds one week, half a pound the next week. You've got to have a long-term approach to it and not allow it to affect the way that you think, affect your focus and your goals. So make sure when you jump on that scale that you're doing it knowing full well that that today is not a full read on the big picture of what's going on. The other thing that happened this week, which I'm really excited about, was Jonathan and I started talking about a vacation. Now, we can't take a vacation right now, and as I've mentioned, before, I'm not ready to take a vacation, but I really felt like this past week, I could talk about it, I could think about it, not just as a distant dream, but as a tangible. Really would love to see if there's any way, we could do it before or, during my 50th year. Just something as a celebration of, okay, I did it, we did it, and now I can celebrate the birthday that I haven't celebrated yet because I was waiting for this grand moment. So there you go. So I'm going to give you another update, of course, next week. But remember, hang in there and don't give up. When it gets really hard, talk to someone, find a support person. If you don't have anyone, contact us, send me a direct message, contact me via Facebook. We're here for you. We have a great community of support, and I know I need it for myself because sometimes we can tell ourselves, well, what's the point? This is all too hard. But really, no one wants to go through that first 3 days again. That's enough incentive for me to keep on going. So remember, It's a great week to have a great week. Bye.